So you're thinking about killing red dragons and you want to know if it's worth it? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you the loot from 1,000 red dragons. The first thing I want to do is pull up the wiki and show you guys what you can expect loot-wise from red dragons. The nice thing is they are a great source for dragon bones and red dragon hide if you're an Iron Man. If you're a main account, I mean, you can just go boss and kill other bosses and then just go buy your dragon bones and dragon hide, but that is up to you to decide. So the average red dragon kill is worth 8,700, but if you're on a Konar task, it's 9,800. Now, I do want to preface this and say that I did these all off task, just kind of AFK'd and used my Bofa and my crystal armor, and I also killed them in the Myths Guild. So keep that in mind. If you're killing them somewhere else, it's going to be a little bit slower because the Myths Guild is really broken for killing red dragons if that's something that you're interested in. But you do need Dragon Slayer 2 in order to get there. So again, as far as the drops, you are always guaranteed red dragon hide as well as dragon bones. That alone is a little over 6k GP, so that's where most of your drops are. That is also what makes these a consistent money maker for those of you guys that don't really want to pay attention and want a little bit of AFK time every 30 seconds or so. Now, they do drop some weapons and armor, but it's nothing too crazy. It's a lot of mithril stuff, which is honestly pretty trash, but you have a myth two-hand sword, mithril axe, mithril battle axe, mithril javelins, which are nice because they stack, but they're not really worth anything, so kind of pointless to pick up. Mithril kite shields and adamant plate bodies and rune longswords. The main things on here that are worth it are the rune darts because they stack, and the mithril 2Hs because you are able to high out them, which is nice. And then obviously the adamant plate body and the rune longsword are also nice, as well as the mithril kite shield. Everything else I would just kind of leave on the ground. It's not really worth your time picking up. You'd rather just get those dragon bones and red dragon hide and just do one extra kill instead of have those in your inventory. So again, kind of a waste to pick up the other items. Next up, we have rune arrows, law runes, blood runes, and death runes. You don't get a lot of these, but again, they're worth picking up because they're stackable. At least on an Iron Man, they're useful. Maybe if you're a main, you just want to leave them because again, it'd be better for you to do an extra kill than pick these up if you're a main account, most likely. You're also able to get some herbs as well, but they are kind of rare, so you don't need to bring like a herb sack or anything like that, but you can basically get every single herb in the game except like Torstals, I believe is the only one that's missing on this list. Don't go into it expecting that you're going to be getting a lot of herbs because you just won't. The other thing that they're able to drop is coins in a bunch of different quantities, so those are obviously nice because you'll be high alching some things, so you're already going to have coins anyway, so you might as well pick them up. Dragon javelin heads are good to pick up because they are great to high alch and great to sell, so highly recommend picking those up, and then you can get chocolate cakes to heal yourself and adamant bars. You also have access to the gem drop table. There's a 5 in 128 chance of rolling something on the table, so you will get some gems in there as well and scattered, but I wouldn't really expect too much of everything else, especially if you're off task. You are also able to get some insold dragon heads, which is nice. Brimstone keys if you're on Konar task, and hard clue scrolls if that's something that you want to do. And if you're killing these where Sarachnis is, you're also able to get the tattered pages as well as grubby keys. So that is what you're able to get from red dragons. I personally, again, did red dragons in the Myths Guild. It made everything super fast, really easy to bank, and just super easy to teleport back with the Mythscape. And it's so easy. Just highly recommend if you have the Myths Guild unlocked and this is something that you want to do. Again, this is kind of chill AFK. You don't have to work too hard for it. They get stuck here. It's really quite simple. And at least on an Iron Man, dragon bones are phenomenal. So that is one of the reasons why I enjoyed doing this in AFK. But your loot from 1,000 red dragons, 8 million GP. Basically, that's what you're gonna get. I did also get 6 hard clue scrolls. I didn't clue juggle any, really. I only did it once. So keep that in mind when you're looking at how many clue scrolls I got, because I didn't sit there and juggle every single one. I just wish they'd make them stackable, maybe 2 or 3 based off your combat achievements and things like that. So keep that in mind when you are figuring out how many clue scrolls you're going to get. Remember, they're like a 1 in 128 drop. Most of our money did come from the dragon bones. That is 3.6 mil, and the red dragon hide at 2.9 mil. Most of your GP is luckily consistent when you're doing red dragons, but you're not going to get any insane drops or anything crazy. So it's kind of a decent, consistent money maker if you don't really want to pay attention, and it's really easy to bank. And if you're an Iron Man, it's great because you get crafting XP and prayer XP. So again, a great thing to kind of AFK. Remember how I said those dragon javelin heads were worth picking up? That is why 775k for GE value and 959k for high alch value for those dragon javelin heads. So again, highly recommend picking those up. Insult dragon heads are great for more prayer XP. I did a video on that showing you guys how to do those if you don't know how. And then rune longswords and adamant plate bodies, we got 9 of each, and then 81k for your cash stack. Again, everything else isn't really worth picking up. I mean, you have your death runes and law runes if you want to pick those up. You also have your rune arrows if that's something you want to pick up, but most of the stuff isn't really worth doing. I mean, the gems exist, but again, they're off the gem drop table. You're only going to get maybe 1 a trip. The herbs, again, are very low rate in order to get, so you might only get 1 of those. The mithril axe and the mithril javelin's not really worth picking up. You're going to high out your 2H swords and your battle axes. You're probably going to pick up the rune darts because they're worth GP. This is mainly just in order for a consistent moneymaker that you really don't want to pay attention and you know what you're going to get drop wise, or B, you're on an Iron Man and you kind of want to semi AFK and get some prayer XP and your red dragon hide for some crafting XP. And it just makes things nice for later on, because with the new prayer method that you have in Varlamore, or you can go to the Chaos Altar and just do your prayer there and sacrifice those bones. So overall, 8 mil. This did take me about 10 hours, so you're looking at 800k an hour. Remember, I'm in the Myths Guild. If you're not in the Myths Guild, this is going to be way worse for you because they're not at a close location to a bank for most places. So if you plan on doing them, highly recommend the Myths Guild. That said, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a like for the algorithm. Also, channel memberships are live if you're interested in supporting me. They give you early access to all of my videos and also give you some chat badges whenever I live stream. You can click the join button below the video, or you can click on the join button on the end screen and it will take you to more information. Again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.